with today's agenda, we're going to be getting into, so Kritika is here and she's going to be manning the session while I'll be here in the background to answer your questions. And so we're going to be talking about how you can build a Facebook store and the basics of setting up a Facebook campaign. In that, we're going to be talking about how to set and choose your target audience and how Facebook and C2C and CVR benchmarks. And we're also going to get into how you can go about with retargeting ads. And with that, I will just hand it over to Kritika to take over the session. So just a moment.
All right. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Christine. So as Christine mentioned, today's session is about Facebook store. So recently we actually launched this. So this is a Facebook pixel feature. So by going into Facebook and creating the pixel code and then putting it in the Zoho Commerce backend, you can seamlessly connect both Facebook with Commerce. And what this particular feature does is that it pulls your product from Commerce into Facebook. So I am going to start this session with a demo. So this is like a 5-minute demo, which is going to show you how easily you can connect your Facebook with Zoho Commerce. And once you have created it, it's like basically a click of a button. You can create your own Facebook store, and it's same like even another click of button. You can create an Instagram store, and once you have that, we are going to see how to use these catalogs to run ads for your campaigns. So now, yes. So once we have the Facebook store, all right. I will just, before I get into it, I will just run the demo. So this is like a recorded demo. I'll be voicing over. So feel free to ask any questions in between. I can stop and, answer wherever. And Christine, like if anyone has any doubts in any of the steps, just to bring it up. You can feel free to stop me anywhere. So basically, to connect your Facebook with Zoho Commerce Store, you need to have a business account. So if you go into business.facebook.com, you can create an account. It's just as simple as creating any other account. So once you go into that, you have an option to set up multiple ad accounts. So right now I have a couple of accounts that is synced with my email. So once you are in there, you need to click on the business manager and then click on connect data sources. So inside connect data sources, what you need to do is once click on it and then you choose web. So you have an option to generate pixels for your app or even your offline store, even like a individual website. So right now we are going to go and create a pixel for your web. So once you choose that, you click get started. And here you can see there are two options. One is conversion API as well as Facebook pixel. So for connecting our store, we choose Facebook pixel. So once you choose that, you just need to select that and click on connect. And here we name our pixel. It is important you name your pixels. If you have more than one store or more than one organization or more than one pages, it helps you identify them seamlessly. And the next option of entering your website does not apply for commerce, but if you are having your store built on Shopify or WordPress, there is like a different option that you can use to install these pixel. But for commerce, this is the procedure to do it. So once we enter that, we click next and then we click on manually add the pixel code to website. So here you have an option of copying the code, but you don't really have to do it. We just need the pixel ID. So we are just going to go forward with it, not worrying about it. And once we are into it, we just go into the backend tool. So once we are in the backend tool, we are going to, basically enter the URL on there so that we can test and see if the pixel code is working for our website. So we go into settings. So now is where we are generating the code for our website. So we put in the URL, we are generating the code. So you can find the code under settings. So we go in, we choose the pixel. And then we go into the Zoho Commerce backend. Under settings, you can find the Facebook pixel and we paste it in there. So then we click save, and it's as simple as that. We have basically connected our Zoho Commerce store with our Facebook account. And also there is, like, few things that is mentioned underneath. Basically, for Facebook to pull all of your products and keep it active, you need certain mandatory elements. Those are your product names, your SKUs, your brand names. So there are 5 to 6 criteria. So if you go into Facebook itself, you will have access when you are setting it up. So I'm just letting you know that there are certain mandatory details that is necessary for you to run Facebook ads. All right. So once we have set it back, we need to click publish. So in Zoho Commerce, whatever change we make, we need to hit publish. Only then it gets reflected. And we go back and then we test it and see if Facebook is noting our actions. So, and another thing with Pixel is that, a user should have opened all your pages. So once you have actually installed your Pixel, you need to go in and at least open 15 to 20 pages. Only then Facebook will start recording those data. So that is one extra thing you will have to do. So once that is done, you can see all of those being recorded. And you can also see, when people actually click on add to cart, even that aspect gets recorded. So it is extremely detailed. You can also once we have set it up and we are setting the ads, I can tell you, like, the different kinds of ads you can run basically with the help of Facebook. So once we have done this, you just need to, like, now what we have done is we have set up the pixels. Now what we are going to do is we are going to connect this pixel to our catalog. So this is the first step. Now we are going to go back in and then choose Catalog Manager. And once we are inside Catalog Manager, we are going to basically, so I'm sorry, I have like quite a few catalogs already. So you need to click on Create Catalog. And once you're there, you need to choose e-commerce. Click Next. And so we are going to be uploading the product info using Pixel. So that is why we are not connecting any e-commerce platform. We are going to basically just connect the pixels to the catalog. So we have already added the catalog. So this is just one extra step where we go in and then we choose the particular pixel that we want to use. So now in this particular page, right now under catalog, you see there are 0 products and you can see data sources there. So we are just going to go into manage data sources. And over there, you're going to select user pixel. Click Next. And you can actually see all the pixels that are listed. So when I set it up, your pixel will not be immediately ready. It would take at least 24 hours for your pixel to get connected. So for Facebook to make everything ready for you, it takes one whole day. And so that is why right now it's not ready. As you can see, Zilker Essential, like after one day, you would actually see this particular status change to ready. So once that is run and once you get the ready status, you can actually go in and find all of your products under catalog. So under catalog, if you see, like, once it's in status ready, you can see the product listed in the catalog. So this is how you will find. So basically my Zoho Commerce store has all of these products. And now by just adding a pixel in your Zoho Commerce backend, we have managed to sync all of our products, and all of these products are updated. So if these products run out of stock, it is going to show out of stock, and we can basically set up our catalog in such a way to not display out of stock products. So everything is seamless. Your commerce is talking to Facebook, and your Facebook is talking with commerce. So that is how this particular feature works. So now that we have done that, now let's see how to go and set up your Facebook shopping page. So you click on sales, and once you click on sales, you can see I did not record this aspect. I'm very sorry about that, but it is as simple as clicking setup. So instead of this checkbox, you would get like a set up Facebook store button, and once you click on it, you will it gets automatically set up. And clicking on view shop, it is just going to give you a gist of how your store is going to look. So this is how your Facebook store looks. Ideally, it will be a store button in your page, so that will automatically appear, and once you click on it, you can see all the products listed under that. So all of your people who are your followers will have the option to see your products. And clicking on the product, they can click on shop now, and they would directly fall on the product page itself. They wouldn't be redirected to your home page or anywhere else. So their shopping experience is seamless, and the conversion rate will be much higher because they land on the right product, and it is all automated. So ideally, this is how the Facebook and Zoho Commerce talk with each other. Before we move on to the session, I just want to take any questions if there are any. Christine, are there any questions? Also, sorry, Richard, I can go back to so Richard, do you need any yeah, Dustin, we will definitely send this particular thing. I will also edit the video a little bit, and I'll do a voiceover, and I will share it with you so that it's easier for you to see that bit. But Christine, in the help document, there are that is a help document for setting up Facebook Pixel. Can you just paste the link here so everybody has an idea and they'll be able to follow it better? So I think Christine's on mute, but she'll be sharing the link with you. So don't worry, we have a very nice guide with all the steps as screenshots. So that would definitely be useful for you. And I will also be, I'll redo this video a bit better, and I will give a voiceover and share it so you can follow it as well. So that is how you build your Facebook store. So it is pretty simple, it is pretty straightforward, and it is done with just 2 steps. All right. So sorry, Joseph, it was a recording because it's impossible for me to do it live, because it will take a lot of time to load and stuff. So that is why I had to do a pre-recorded thing, and it was probably a bit faster. But I would definitely do a voiceover of this, and I will share the recording with all of you attendees, because I understood, actually when I was telling it, it might be a bit fast for you all. So I will definitely share it with you. I'm so sorry about that particular aspect. So now that we have set up the Facebook store, we are going to want to promote it. So yes, it is good. So right now, if you don't have the budget, you can have the store there, and when users come to your page, they can find your products. Well and good. But our end goal is to make maximum use of the opportunities given to us. So Facebook store is definitely a big opportunity. Not only Facebook, even Instagram, there are so many products, new brands that you would have, I'm sure I discover new brands every day on Instagram. So ideally, I think last week I was searching for measuring cups and measuring spoons, and like a day next to that, I get like a Instagram ad with a picture of measuring spoons, and it was some random brand, I never even knew about it. But that is how Facebook and Instagram can target it. They can find your target audience, pinpoint based on their behavior, their search intent. So that is how creepy Facebook is. Trust me. And I'm going to give you a highlight of how you can um, replicate and find a similar lookalike audience. So let's get into it. So your Facebook store, there are two types of ads that you can run. I mean, there are like 100 kinds of ads that you can run, but your end goal is either to bring in traffic or build awareness for your store, or another thing is dynamic ads, that is based on pixel. These are retargeting ads. So retargeting ads have like a much higher conversion rate compared to any other kinds of ads out there, because these particular users know about your brand, they have visited your website, and they have actually spent time in going through various products. So when they know and they have seen those products, you are reminding them about the product over and over again using these retargeting ads. So that is how powerful retargeting ads are. And when it is on Facebook, when you open your mobile, like your Facebook app on your phone, you can actually see those products very prominent. They are not like Google retargeting ads, where we basically don't look at those ads at all anymore. We have psychologically, like, over it, like we don't even look at it. But Facebook ads are not like that. They are like, upfront. As soon as you open your app, you see all of those products. And that is why it is important. I would tell you, like, if you are starting out, focus on retargeting ads there. You can invest as much as you want on retargeting ads, because it is definitely going to bring in more conversion. Traffic ads, you can, there's a lot of trial and error, and whatever you might try initially, you might not succeed. I mean, there are various brands that I have run Facebook ads for, and it is out of experience, I tell you this. So to set up ads, you basically need three things. One is your objectives, second is selecting your audience, third is measuring your ad performance. So let's go into objectives. So if you look at Facebook, if you go into your Facebook Business Manager account, as I showed you first, um, you would see three different steps. One is awareness, consideration, and then conversion. So this is basically your marketing funnel. And for e-commerce, we are right now, we saw how to set up a catalog, right? So we focus on catalog sales, which is basically conversion. So we are looking to show our product to customer. We want them to click on the product, come back to our website and transact. Even if they are not converting, we are going to retarget them and get them back to the website. So that is our end goal, and that is why catalog sale is extremely important for us. So now that we have set this up, we are going to go and move into the audience. So in audience, like I told you how creepy Facebook is, you can target them based on location. So city, state, country, you can even target them based on their zip codes, as well as specific address radius. So you have these hyperlocal deliveries. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the term. If you are in particular place, you can actually target people in and around 5 miles, and so you can provide same day delivery. So if you want to if you are in the business that same day deliveries are important, then these specific address radius is a very important feature. So next is demographic, where you can basically target people based on their age, gender, life events, education, device. These are all pretty simple. But interest based targeting and behavioral targeting are the most important features, because it is directly related to people's interest. So if Facebook knows I'm interested in you know health and fitness, or it could be like very specific to yoga, I can actually find group specific to yoga. I can find like specific to yoga in this particular region, so that I can ship out products same day. So I can use these interests and map it to my target audience, and actually target it to people who are most likely going to convert. And then next is behavior. So behavior is a even more powerful feature, where you can actually, if Facebook has a recording that they have made a purchase of a particular service or something, you can target people based on that. So ideally no smaller value transaction can benefit from behaviors, but high value, like travel websites and other kind of industries, they find good value in behavior. And the last is custom audience. So custom audience is another important feature, because you can have like a very you can have like an e-commerce store where you will have people who are not um, what to say, active for 6 months. So 6 months, these set of users haven't come to your website and they aren't shopping from you. You can collect all of these data, put it in an Excel sheet and upload it on Facebook and create that particular audience, and you can just target them. So these people have already been your customers, you are basically reminding them about your product. So we can send an email, we can similarly send an email to them, but how many people actually open our emails? So 10% of people open our email, maybe 12, 20. But then when you target people using these custom audiences, you have like a much higher probability of, because everybody opens Facebook once a while, and almost everybody we know are on Facebook. So if so it is extremely important. So definitely do try custom audiences, as well as the retargeting ads. So these,
Kritika, can
yeah.
you hear me? I think we're having a problem with the presentation size. It's been said that it's going into a small window. It's not big. So
All right. Is everyone having the same problem?
it's come up twice already saying that it's
Uh,
really small, so I don't know. It looks fine on my end.
all right. I mean, it looks fine for me as
Yeah. They're
well.
saying that it has been like full for a while and then
I'm so sorry.
okay.
Okay. So,
Okay. We're getting some affirmations that it's good.
all right.
Okay, I just want to
All
check
right.
with you. Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that is how audience is important. So it is better to, like, whenever you start with Facebook audience, set a smaller limit. It is not like Google ads. So if you are used to Google ads, um uh, your average click rate could be as high as $3, $4. But Facebook is not like that. I actually have some statistics of an average benchmark for all of these click rates. So if your industry falls into that, you have like an exact idea of how much you can, not an exact idea, but on an average you can understand like the price you can pay for each click. But it is much 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 better than Google, and the reach is much better, and it's much targeted. So that is why testing these audience and finding audiences that best suit you is crucial. So test, start off with $5, $10 budget, and then, like, slowly increase it based on which audience work best for you. So next is retargeting ads. Like I told you, as you can see on the right side, I hope you can see it. So you can actually find out which users have clicked on the Facebook ad and gone into your website, added a product to the cart, but haven't purchased. So you can set such people, not only through Facebook, even people generally whom they come from whatever marketing source they come to your website. If they have added product to the cart and not purchased, you can target them using Facebook. So you can set a specific criteria based on people who have abandoned their cart. So you can also set it based on, like, in the last 14 days, in the last 24 days. So based on your how long is your purchase cycle, you can keep targeting those people. And next is added to the cart, not purchase. And you can also upsell products. So upsell is a great feature. So if a particular user has bought one product, you can selectively send them, like, in a list of 5 products which complements your other product. So that way a person is most definitely is going to be like, hey, this complements. So I bought a blue jean, and then I have, like, set of 5 really cute tops. I'm definitely gonna, the intent is higher for me to go in and make another purchase, because your brand is familiar to me. And I am more keen on having business with people I have a relationship with. So that is why this upsell feature is another powerful feature, and it will come under your retargeting ads, because you're targeting people who have visited your website and made some sort of a connection with your brand. And again, same thing is with cross sell, as well as a custom combination. So Facebook is as powerful as that. So you can definitely make use of retargeting ads to not only for cart abandonment, but also to upsell and cross sell products. And now let's take a look at the Facebook ad industry benchmarks. So as you can see, these are all the conversion rate. So for the apparel, it's 4.11%. What this means is out of 100 customers who clicked on your ad and come to your website, at least 4%, 4 of them should have converted. If not, you need to revisit and you need to keep optimizing your ads. Maybe you need to come up with better images, or maybe like that particular products are not working well, maybe come up with a different collection of products. And so like that, I have these benchmarks for various industries. As if you can see source wordstream, it's actually a clickable link. You can click on it, and there are various other benchmarks on this particular website. You can have it as a reference. So if you're definitely having a planning on running Facebook ads, it is good to have this number at hand, because otherwise we tend to spend much more. And obviously you cannot reach this particular conversion rate ASAP. Like it will take some time to test, because we really we do not we will not find the right audience the first time. So it is all trial and error initially, but you will definitely get there. But you need to be extremely careful, and you need to keep going back into the dashboard every day and looking at what ads are working, what ads are not working, and keep making small tweaks. So that's how any sort of PPC campaigns will work. So this is for there is still more, like home improvement, healthcare, real estate, retail. So whatever industry you might be in, there is some set of data. So definitely do take a look at it. And that is conversion rate. I also have data based on cost per click. So for apparel, so your actual cost per click is 0.45 cents. So it is, if you think of Google, it is like $2 and $3. I've been there, I've spent that amount of money. And the kind of $2, $3 are for shopping ads. If you are looking at text based ads, the cost is even more higher. So that is why a lot of people are right now on Facebook and Instagram and trying to get people to notice their brands. So as you can see, all of the average CPCs are extremely low. So the maximum I see here is $3 for consumer services. Everything else is like pretty decent. It's like $1 or something. So I do hope you found whatever I said valuable, but we will definitely take up questions at this point. Okay. Thank you so much, Christine.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
everyone.
Kritika. Thank you, everyone. Yeah,
Bye.
have a nice day.